You can't sell human fecal matter without FDA approval. An alleged Beastiality Bus was pulled over in Pennsylvania, and 2 astronauts are stranded in space. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the galaxy. Got 3 weird stories for you. Hey! The FDA warns you can't sell products with human fecal matter without their approval. Well, so much for my side hustle, guys, my poop smoothies that I was selling out of the back of a truck. I gotta get it approved by the FDA. Sheesh. The United States Food and Drug Administration has issued a warning to one particular company that sells products containing human fecal matter without the approval of the FDA agency. This company is the culprit and got the attention of the FDA. They're called Human Microbes. They advertise themselves as the world's largest, highest quality stool donor bank for fecal microbiota transplants. Fecal microbiota, so fun to say, fecal microbiota therapy transplants. It's a fecal donor bank, I'd imagine. I didn't know you could even donate your stools like that. How much do they pay you for a good looking stool? I assume it's got to look good, smell good, and have some great microbiota in there. I think mine's probably got some good bacteria. I eat my kimchi and yogurt, so I think that's really good for your microbiota. So I've been told, anyways. Now, in case you don't know, fecal microbiota therapy is the transfer of bacteria from the feces of a healthy individual, such as yours truly, to the gut of a patient to reestablish a healthy microbiome. This is executed through enema, colonoscopy, or other means. Other means, I hope it doesn't mean you eat it. Let's just hope the other means don't include that. Now, this type of therapy should only be used in the context of an authorized clinical trial or to treat patients with recurrent Clostridium difficile, also known as C. difficile. C. difficile? C. difficile. It's a very serious condition where you have this bacteria that causes diarrhea and intestinal conditions, colon inflammation, etc. It's hard to treat. Now, according to Human Microbes website, the therapy yields promising results in clinical trials to treat other conditions as well, such as irritable bowel syndrome, also known as IBS, Parkinson's disease, multiple sclerosis, and mental health disorders such as depression, anxiety, and others. Now, this is probably what raised some red flags from the FDA, is in that the company Human Microbes apparently using this kind of therapy for other things such as depression and anxiety, and that's not something that's obviously very common, and you wouldn't think that you would do fecal transplants for a little anxiety. So they're trying to push the envelope on it, and the FDA's moving in, clearly. Now, that's not to say that this sort of therapy can't help with some of these other conditions, but obviously more studies need to be done in those areas. Like if I'm not happy, and then we put the fecal matter of a happy person up my backside, am I now a happy person? Is there such thing as happy stools? And can we transfer happy stools from a happy person to a depressed person and see some results? I mean, it's probably an area worth studying. Let's say I want to dunk a basketball, but I just don't have it. Maybe I could put the stool of a dunker into my body, and next thing you know, I'm throwing it down on the court, and now I'm picked second or third at the pickup game. I mean, these are just areas I'm thinking we could, look into. Meanwhile, if you don't have these approvals, don't be selling illegal stools. Bags of poop out of the back of a van. The underground black market fecal sales. Wow, what am I even talking about? An alleged bestiality bus with dozens of animals was stopped in Pennsylvania. Sounds like some kind of barnyard bang bus. Gross, bro. Gross. Brace yourself for this particular story. We're all going to wish we didn't have ears after this. We have here a bus that's was allegedly being used for a bestiality operation. It was pulled over in southern Pennsylvania, and it caused authorities to notify the local SPCA of this strange situation. Well, I'll tell you right now, an alleged bestiality bus is definitely 100% a bestiality bus. Now, this incident occurred over the weekend when police say they came across a broken down school bus full of animals, which was pulling a trailer that also contained live mammals. The police contacted the animal rescue workers, who said on Facebook that the cargo included 30 birds, 4 shepherd breed dogs, a bull, and a pony. They were able to secure the animals overnight and remove them from their conditions the following day. According to the SPCA, their investigations proved apparently that the dogs were being fed the chickens and the bull and pony were being used for bestiality purposes in a whole other state. All right, let me wrap my head around this. The dogs were being fed the chickens and the bull and pony were used for bestiality purposes. What were the dogs being used for? I'd like to know. Security? Wow, this whole thing is out of control. I'm not sure I understand completely. Let's keep reading into this gruesome situation. I'm so sorry. Children in the room, please forgive me. The organization said a couple days ago that due to past crimes committed by the driver of this bus, the driver of the bestiality bus, Sean Hirschbein, they're checking the animals for human DNA. I guess that's how you figure out if they've been used for, let's just say, ornery purposes. All right, I jumped onto another article about the same story just to get some more details here. Of the 30 birds, they had turkeys, ducks, roosters, and chickens. 3 German shepherds and an Australian shepherd were also in the bus. It is believed that the bull and pony were being hauled in the trailer. Those were used for bestiality purposes. Here's a quote from someone from the SPCA. It's been a really hard day. This is not something we see every day, and it's not something we ever want to see again. Now, we're testing all the animals for human DNA, which is costly. It's about $10,000 total. But all the animals, luckily, are in good condition. None of them are up for adoption. Just want to put that out there. The SPCA is asking for donations to help cover the cost of the testing and the care of the animals. Shouldn't the local police handle some of the DNA testing too as part of their investigation? Like why is the SPCA doing all of the legwork when this is a crime? I'm just wondering. Well, I mean, I can't look up a third article. This is, one of those instances where it's just, I think to myself, what a bad day to know how to read. On the positive side, I mean, at least it's not a bestiality cruise ship. Am I right, guys?
Yay!
Astronauts are stranded in space. Lost in space. Not lost, just stranded. Not the best place to be stranded, I'd imagine. It says here the Boeing Starliner spacecraft is currently stuck in space with 2 astronauts on board. Boeing is going through some rough times right now, if you guys haven't been paying attention. What started as an 8-day mission, U.S. astronauts Sonny Williams and Barry Wilmore have now spent the better part of an entire month on their space capsule, which is attached to the International Space Station. They are engineers who are trying to work out the problems with the Starliner. It remains unclear when exactly the astronauts are going to be able to make their return to Earth, but a Boeing spokesperson, and you can always trust a Boeing spokesperson, correct? They said that they have, quote, adjusted the return of Starliner crew flight test until after 2 planned spacewalks, and that they currently do not have a date for their return and will evaluate opportunities after the spacewalks. I'm not sure what they're saying there. My guess is as good as yours. I can only imagine how frightening it must be to be trapped up there as an astronaut. Definitely not paid enough for this, right? I don't know what an astronaut makes, but, this is a life or death situation. Spokesperson noted, quote, the crew is not pressed for time to leave the station since there are plenty of supplies in orbit and the station's schedule is relatively open through mid-August. Boeing officials insist the astronauts are not stranded. Whatever you say, Boeing. Gotta believe Boeing. They say that the technical difficulties don't threaten the mission. NASA says the spacecraft requires 7 hours of free flight time to perform a normal end of mission, and it currently has enough helium left in its tanks to support 70 hours of free flight activity following undocking. Well, why don't you bring them home? What's your deal, man? 4th of July is coming up soon. Bring these astronauts down, get them some damn barbecue. Now, they also say if the Starliner is not operational, it's possible that astronauts William and Wilmore will have to catch a ride with the crew on SpaceX's Dragon spacecraft, which is also currently attached to the International Space Station on the opposite side of the station. So, as a backup plan, they're going to ride the Dragon, baby! Oh, I'd rather go back in the Dragon. The Dragon spacecraft's probably cool. One could make the argument, though, that it's better to just stay up there for the rest of your life, given what's going on down here, man. We have Beastiality Buses. I mean, why would you come back after learning about these antics? I don't know. I got microplastics in my testicles, apparently. This isn't the greatest place, man. I mean, being stranded up there in light of all of what's going on down here, not so bad after all. Now, the article says Boeing's latest crisis comes on the heels of other public crises they've had with various commercial aircrafts, though the company insists that they operate separately. No, that's different. That's our aircraft. We're talking about our spacecraft. It's totally different. Same company, just different. Yeah. I'm sure the company culture doesn't overlap either, right? I mean, it's fine. Funny, they don't mention the whistleblowers that have clearly been murdered. Won't mention that. Do you want to ride my animal bus? Bus, Beastiality Bus. You could get it on my animal bus. Bus, Beastiality Bus. I want it, I want it, I want it. What do you want? I want some chickens. I hope you stayed to the outro so you could get rewarded with that little ditty. Hey, everyone. It's your host, Jonesy. Thanks for spending some time with me in the Weird AF News podcast. I want to let you know that tomorrow's Friday, so we're going to be doing the Florida Friday episode. If you're new to the show, that means I'm only doing weird news from the state of Florida. So if you come across any Florida weird news from this week, please email me, funnyjones@gmail.com. You can send the articles via Instagram as well in my DMs @funnyjones, @funnyjones. If you'd like to call the show, we have a number, 646-450-2012. I just want to put this out here. I'm considering having an intern work for Weird AF News. So if anybody's interested in being an intern, maybe do like a 6-month intern on a world-renowned news podcast recorded inside a closet. If any of you kids are interested in this opportunity, might want to help Jonesy out, please email me and I'll send you some more information. It's funnyjones@gmail.com. So again, just putting it out there. I'm considering having an intern for a period, and there will be some benefits, but I'll get into those details if you email me, funnyjones@gmail.com if you're interested. And lastly, if you want to support the show, go to weirdafnews.com where you can buy me a coffee or join the Patreon. And as always, good luck with your life, man.